It's been really cold this February. I spent the last 12 years in tropical climates, so being here in a cabin in the freezing cold has been quite the change. I'm also coming out of a psychological winter of sorts. I've been going through some deliberate changes to my personality, my capacity to enjoy and persist with the work that gets me excited. I mean, what's the point otherwise? I'd like my life to be just naturally flowing towards the things that excite me. It's interesting how we can have a clear sense of how we want to live, who we want to be, how we want to move and act in the world. And yet, we're not. To me, it implies that we have conscious thought, judgments around ourselves, and we're trying to go to war with the subconscious, and we end up losing. I think that any attempt at just making the subconscious fall in line with a consciously chosen direction, it's a losing battle. We have to find ways to make the past, the present, and the future merge in a relaxed and expansive way, one where all parts of us are coming on board. I'd like to share a perspective that's helped me a lot. It addresses a particular feeling that I've been paying attention to lately. Here's what happens. I will have a notion of something I would like to integrate into my life, into my personality, something that occurs naturally, not forced with discipline. I then accept that right now it does not occur naturally. So for a bit of time, I will have to apply discipline in order to change the internal structures of my subconscious. So far, so good. Then comes the challenge. It doesn't take long for something to break down. This might be in other areas of my life, or perhaps just in the stories I tell myself, the motivation that got me started. What breaks down and how all depends on the type of change and how deeply rooted the existing pattern. This often leads to an eventual abandoning of the desired change. And I want to share a perspective that might alter that pathway, break the cycle. The way I've come to see it, any change to a deeply rooted pattern of behavior will cause a general destabilization of who you are subconsciously. And for most people, that does not feel good. For me, I get scattered. My mind starts racing and my nervous system becomes agitated, like I feel almost like a high vibration that I can't handle, if that makes sense. For many years, attempting to go through deliberate change, whenever I felt that activation, I would run to something. I would lose my presence and revert into some kind of escapism. And I would tell myself that this was an act of self-love. And to some extent it was. There's the nurturing part of us, the mothering energy of holding the child through tough times. But it's also misguided. See, I've come to realize that this sensation of destabilization, however it shows up, it is in fact the thing that we need to seek and lean into. There can be no lasting change without sitting with the feeling of internal destabilization. Instead of focusing on successes and failures, focus on the feeling you get and what it takes for you to be with that feeling completely without turning to your favorite escapisms. Make a habit of feeling deeply how it feels both to succeed and to fail. Being with the sensations is the way through, so we might as well make it a priority, a point of deliberate focus. Anyways, I'm coming out of a long winter, not fully understanding why I struggle so much to open up creatively, whether with music or in videos. On one hand, it's all I want to do, and on the other, it terrifies the shit out of me. I was not built for this, and yet I know it's what I have to do. So I have to do a bit of rebuilding. I can't say that I now fully understand, but that's also not my goal. My goal is to have creative effort be something that just happens naturally. And that process, that journey, is asking of me that I get comfortable with the destabilizing sensation of opening myself up to criticism and judgment. I don't think it matters so much what exact events in childhood lead to me being the way that I am. But it's nice to have insight and find relieving understanding. But what matters more is that I keep coming back to my center while the storm is raging inside. This feels like I'm reading a script, and I don't like that. So what do I do? What's the middle ground? Let's just stop here for now. Get it on screen with the images and see how it feels. So I came back. I looked at it, and actually it's not as bad as I felt it was. I think the whole script thing, it sort of feels more natural when you don't see the person reading it. So I guess it's okay. I do feel that a big part of it is simply a matter of learning to write better for the type of content that I want to make, something that feels like I'm more genuinely just sharing and speaking. Like, the fact is I do have a script and I have stuff I want to share. And in the past, when I would do only, only kind of off the cuff videos, they got a little long and unfocused. And so I'm trying to find a balance between the two. And I also like to put in images and sometimes sound. But images from the surroundings, I feel like it's a really cool way to just make stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna see if I can just finish this. The point I was making before was that I don't think it matters so much what exact events in my childhood led me to being the way that I am. It's nice to have insight and to find relief in understanding. But what matters more is that I keep coming back to my center while the storm is raging inside. If you run from it, it will continue to be there whenever you go back. But if you enter with calm and presence and stay there long enough, you will eventually become okay with the sensations, and then you can choose whether and how to move forward. I've sat with the sensations long enough that now I feel spring approaching, and that excites me. Now I get to test out the vision. Please don't make the mistake of abandoning your vision because you were unable to sit with the sensations that change brings along. Sit with them long enough, and what initially feels destabilizing will eventually be harnessed as energy. It's all just energy, and we get to interpret and decide how to use it, but we have to hold it first. All right, that's it for me today. I'll keep experimenting with different types of videos. I feel like I sort of got past my insecurities and my feeling of discomfort when posting stuff online that I didn't feel was done or perfect. Like, that's been a major hurdle of mine. And it's funny because when I look back at the stuff I did post that felt complete in the moment, it doesn't take long for me to then look back and think that, oh, it wasn't actually as good as I thought it was. And so the feeling that I have that allows me to put stuff on the internet, it's not necessarily a good indicator of whether something is good. So I've been trying to move past letting those feelings control my ability to be consistent with creating. Because obviously, to eventually become good at something, you have to do it a lot, and I have to create a lot more. So yeah, I'll keep experimenting. I do feel more and more comfortable in my own skin, but also I'm open to input. Like if you have thoughts on how the different types of videos I make, how they land, do let me know. And go find my Instagram if you're only familiar with me here, and see what I do with music at the moment. Maybe that's for you. And other than that, just take care. I'll see you later.